who I have with me now, Sherri Ferns, Regional Director of Sales and Marketing at Duprey Hospitality. Sherri, thank you so much for being at the Sweet Spot.
My pleasure. I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so this is the first ever hospitality show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your experience so far.
So right now, we came here after, I don't know how many years off, 3 years off from doing any kind of hospitality shows at all, to see what's new in the market, to see what new innovations are out there to bring back to our teams. We're very excited.
Yeah, and we've been learning a lot about this kind of setting expectations, right in line what actually we talk a lot about our listeners in the Sweet Spot podcast. You handle the role of social media for Duprey Hospitality, but tell us how social media plays into setting expectations for guests prior to arrival at your hotels.
It's really important because we want to give the guests the sense of what they can expect, what's to come.
Yes.
So give them a little teaser. We want to show them all of the amenities that they have, and basically that they can count on us, right? Because a lot of people haven't traveled in a really long time, and they want to know that what's familiar, what still is. Yes. So giving them that opportunity to see that we are still doing that is really how we use social media.
And things changed as well, right? You know, we talk about, they were talking about in there about the turn down service and how sometimes that's by request. If you're not educating your travelers before arrival, that could actually lead to an expectation not being met there.
Well, so we've found that very much so, right? So along the lines of people coming out and traveling, the expectation is when I was traveling before, I was getting a cookie on my bedside table, but now we learned a lot from COVID, and maybe those cookies are available at the desk by request, and so we want to let people know that that's still there, just looks a little bit different.
And I think guests are more understanding about that stuff. If it's reasonably explained in a place like social media or even review responses that are addressing those concerns of saying, this is why we do this, then guests are more likely to say, oh, that makes sense, because we've had to be so accommodating over the past couple of years.
100%.
It's so great to get together as a hospitality industry. It's definitely, we talk about pent-up demand for occupancy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's that
we needed to be back together.
Right?
We all needed to be back together.
There's that pent-up demand for the hospitality industry love as well. So that's awesome. Well, any exciting news from Duprey Hospitality or anything to share?
So, we're in Concord, New Hampshire, so we have 6 hotels, and we brought back our summer music series, so we love that very much. Awesome. So music on the patio every Wednesday, and people are gathering and coming, and they are loving it. So we're super excited about that.
That's fantastic.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you so much, Sherri.